Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, what are you saying, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good. Like always, hope everyone had a good weekend, rested and ready to go again. Like always, guys, if you haven't checked out the Telegram already, make sure you go do that. Link in the description to that. share my updates, posts, watch list, all the good stuff. So make sure you are checking that out and subscribe to it. If you haven't done already as well, if you are looking for a broker, feel free to go and check out IC Markets. I do have my affiliate link to them. Feel free to use it if you want to. But it's the broker that I'm currently using, so feel free to check them out. But yeah, guys, welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good. Good morning, Anis. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Nike UG, David, Phronesis, what is up? Hope everyone is doing good. Welcome back to the stream. So yeah, I mean, it's been interesting, the markets. I'm seeing quite a good fair few of setups. Some need a little bit of work before I'm interested to start looking for entries. But yesterday I did close out towards the end of the day of my anti-JPY position from last week. I was short from this one coming into the highs here. I actually did a video on this, so if you haven't checked it out about entries, feel free to go do so. But yeah, I was short on this one. Did catch some pips to the downside, but eventually the market failed to show the continuation I was after. I was looking for this one to start breaking through some structure to the downside, but we failed to do that and actually formed a higher low. So that's why I backed out of the position. So the market was pushing to the downside with this strong impulse from the back of last week, Friday. I was looking for that double top to form for the continuation to the downside, but when the market is still printing these higher lows, this is the key thing you want to see the market being taken out and showing evidence that we are starting to break through these lows here. So when we start to react with this level here, it was a little bit of a question mark for NZJPY, because although the momentum was looking good, we were seeing a lot of depletion there, not price breaking through structure. So when price started to form this higher low, I closed the position, only a little bit of profit, but I closed the position there, and the market is now starting to push up. So another day price may have fell, but price respected that area. So I was no longer willing to hold this position for the bigger move to the downside, which I was expecting. I had some good confidence of why I entered the position. Price was coming to some really nice areas, has some higher time frame confluence as well, and some strong resistance with a good fib level as well. But evidently the market failed to see that continuation I was looking for, and as you can see, we're starting to form this higher low, and it looks like we're coming back into that same level there. So we'll see what NZJPY does next. I'm no longer really interested in the position right now, to get back involved in the position for NZJPY. We are coming back to some areas of confluence with the same kind of entry area, but now we're coming back for a third time, not as good. Like I always say, when you're buying or selling from a level, it's always the first two tests normally the best. Any more than that, not so good. Sometimes they do work, don't get me wrong, but it's normally the first two tests you want to be looking at. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, the level gets weaker every time. So I'm no longer interested in shorting NZJPY. It might come back up again and sell off, but like I said, I'm not interested in that move anymore. So we'll be looking at other pairs, and I do have quite a few other pairs I'm looking at. Obviously the 5 pairs on my watch list. If you haven't checked that out on the Telegram, feel free to go do so. But there's been some other pairs that have caught my eye as well that need a little bit of work before I'm interested in looking for entries. But they do look good. So gold was one of the pairs I was looking at yesterday. This one broke to the downside, so didn't give me any entry signals to get long on this one. And a sharp move to the downside. I was going to see if you can hold it as a double bottom and then get their bullish engulfing to go long. We had some really good wicks to the downside, so I was liking how price was reacting with this area. Should I make this blue a little bit darker so you guys can see it a little bit better or brighter? Yeah, something like that. So yeah, price was coming back down to that level again yesterday, so I was getting excited for gold, looking for some longs, but we didn't see that shift in price action. Just straight bearish momentum straight through the level. So yeah, gold looks to be climbing back above. I'm not really interested in it. It's broken through the trend line there, so I've lost a little bit of confidence there. So I'm not as keen to long gold anymore. It hasn't violated any structure yet. This is still the higher low in the market, which is just kind of wicked through, but no real kind of breakthrough. So the market for me is still deemed to be bullish, but not something that I want to get long in just yet. And we actually could be forming a bit of a bearish trend here as well. Not really confirmed yet, but we could be seeing something like that happen. So yeah, gold for me, I'm still bullish bias, but I'm not looking for any entries to go long. Didn't get the entry I was looking for yesterday. Now we're climbing back above possibly might see a bullish momentum, but like I said, it doesn't no longer interest me. Richie, good morning, welcome to the stream, hope you're doing good. Nick, is it Nick or Nike? Probably Nike. What's up? I'm waiting for you to go through AGPY. Okay, yeah, we'll go through AGPY. You said you were in a short position, didn't you? So yeah, I'll go through AGPY right now. Okay, so yeah, AGPY pushing to the upside. Looks like it is breaking clean through the resistance here. So yeah, with ADJPY, the higher time frame for this one is still pretty bearish. We're still seeing lower lows and lower highs. So higher time frame analysis, daily, weekly, or at least actually just daily time frame. Weekly is a little bit more up in the air, but daily at least we are seeing these major lower swings. So I would favor shorts from a daily perspective. 4H, we are starting to break through some highs and forming some higher lows, so they are a little bit out of sync right now. We've got a high, higher low, and just recently some new highs past that point. So they are a little bit out of sync, meaning the confluence is not quite there from the higher time frames. So buying and selling is a little bit harder. It's always nice when the higher time frames do line up. But yeah, 4H right now is pointing to the upside of the break of the high there. We might still be seeing some major downside moves. Price might be coming to some key areas up here. Maybe he's going to start reacting from some equal highs and break structure again and head to the downside. So maybe something like that could happen. But again, there's still a long way to go before something like that happens, especially in the 4H time frame. That's going to take probably a week at least to form something like this for AGPY for me to be interested in shorts. It is coming up some nice areas, like this broken support level hasn't really got the retest around 9,500, so might see some downside from here. Like I said, we might see some structure forming, but the way I look to trade is I want everything to be bearish or bullish on the time frame I'm trading. And AGPY from the higher time frames, sells would look good, but I need the 4H to line up, and I'm not really looking to buy AGPY in the 4H either. So the bias for this one would be bearish, but I don't have the necessary structure to be looking to short this one yet. So I'll be keeping an eye on this level here. It's an important level, key support here, big move to the upside. Now be turn resistance, didn't quite make it there the last time. Now we're getting there. So now it looks good for some shorts, but obviously it's a little bit early, a little bit premature to see if we're actually going to hold this area or not. So yeah, keep an eye on AJPY. I do think we can see some downside from 9,500, but yeah, you need to see the necessary price action first. That's the important thing. And what I mean by that is just some bearish structure, lower lows, lower highs. But yeah, hopefully that made sense. Ehab, I hope I'm saying it correctly. Ehab, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Free boy, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Please give your opinion on oil. I'm going to trade at 8880. Okay, we'll take a look. Jezreel, what is up? Hope you're doing good, my friend. I'm in on GJ 165 450, looking for a TP at 169. Okay, so you're long on pound yen. I'm looking to buy pound yen as well. It hasn't quite seen the retracement I'm after. Yeah, I'm looking at pound yen. So we'll dive into it. HPR, what is up? Pound AUD 1.848, waiting for a break above that. Okay, we'll take a look at pound AUD as well. Yeah, we'll take a look at oil. The only thing is the big sell-off to the left on the 4H. Okay, you're talking about pound yen. If we break that, do you think we'll go? Okay, we'll go take a look first. So I'll go through oil first, and I'll go through pound yen and pound AUD as well. No problem, Nike, happy to help. So oils, you said you were short. So, okay, you didn't say you were short. You just said you're on a trade at 80.880. So where is that? 80.880. So it's around here-ish. So okay, I assume you're long. Maybe actually I don't know. You could be short. Yeah, it would be nice to know which way you're looking to go. You're selling or you're buying this one. In terms of my analysis alone, oil's at a nice level of resistance, but that's about it for oil. I need a little bit more confidence than that for me to do anything with oil. we're breaking through some key structure. I mean, the trend line, we're breaking through the trend line here. We're just about holding onto the resistance, but other than that, don't have much confidence going there for oil. I don't really like the retracement with this big impulse down followed by an impulse up. This kind of V-shaped pattern normally represents a reversal. You know, if the market's going to have a big kind of V-shaped pattern at the end of a trend, normally it's a reversal. So that's why I don't really like selling into it. And the fact that we've broken through the trend line as well. Yeah, I don't really like the setup at all with oil. It's at a nice level. It's got that gap there, potentially let's go fill. It's quite a big gap, so potentially that is on the cards there. But yeah, in terms of the confluence that I look to trade with, there's a lack of it. So I'm not really liking oil. It's at a good resistance, so I can see why people will be looking to short it. On the lower time frames, we do have this bullish trend here, so long's not too bad, but you do want to see some retracement for some longs back into some of these areas here. And I probably wouldn't want to push the trade too far, because we are still in that daily resistance area. So maybe like the hourly 30-minute chart, you probably sneak some buys in back to highs and call it a day there. But yeah, we are still in that bigger daily resistance level. So buys do actually look good because we're still seeing good momentum in the market, still seeing some good levels that can be retested for a continuation. But yeah, we are still in that resistance. So I wouldn't push the trade too far. So yeah, my kind of analysis for oil is that we're a big level, low time frame. There could be some short-term buys. But yeah, short term is how I would keep it. But yeah, I'm just waiting for more development for a better opportunity to come around, because I don't like this V-shaped price action. Normally means reversal. So what I would like to see happen is we'll start breaking through these highs here, pull back and then continuation. That will be a good setup to take. But yeah, obviously we're a long way from that right now. So yeah, let me know what you're doing with oil, whether you're buying or selling. Okay, so we'll take a look at pound yen next, and then pound AD after. Sedisi. Yeah, I keep saying your name different every time. There's no consistency there. But what's up? Hope you're doing good. Can you please look at NDCGF, AUCGF, and pound Swiss? Okay, we'll take a look. Master buy, what's up? Can you look at USDCGF? Okay, I took a short position on it. Okay, we'll go take a look. See Melbourne afternoon. Can you check pound USD and Euro USD? Okay, we'll go take through some of those pairs. Go see what the dollar pairs are doing. Thank you, really appreciate your opinion. I'm long. Okay, so you're long. Okay, looking good for you then. Looking good. So yeah, I would say if you're long, yeah, what's the plan for you for the long trade? How far are you looking to push this? Because we're still kind of hanging on to the resistance here on the left. So yeah, it's a sketchy area, because obviously the low time frames, which I suppose you're trading, is looking quite bullish, which is probably why you longed it. But we're coming into this resistance here, so it might be smart to take some profit off the table. Again, if I am, right about that V-shaped reversal, and we do eventually, have a bigger push, then there could be a lot more room to the upside. But I think the smart idea is maybe take some partials off. It looks like you got a bit of distance on it, so you can probably go break even maybe, and then see what happens. Unless you got a solid target in there. But yeah, the best thing you can do is take some profit and move the stop loss to break even, because we are in a bit of a dangerous area for buyers, but there might still be some room on the table. Anyway, so then we're going to take a look at pound yen. So pound yen coming into the week looking for buys for this one, but I was looking for some retracement back down to this area here. Unfortunately, the market is still pretty bullish, still pushing to the upside. Just seen some new highs with the wick there. It's a little bit corrective, so I'm not really interested in doing anything in here with pound yen. Lower time frames, there might be something on the retest of some levels. Even lower time frames doesn't look too attractive, to be honest. There are some levels here, some really nice resistance, turn support. It's very, very corrective, and the fact that we're at some major highs isn't the best confluence in the world. It could still give us a bounce to the upside, but if I was looking at it on the lower time frames, I'd probably move on to a different pair. But in terms of direction for pound yen, I'm still looking at upside. I'm still looking at 168 back into the resistance here. So yeah, 168.25-ish. So I'm still looking at a move back into that resistance there. We're seeing consistent higher lows. The market's still printing new highs there. So a pullback to some areas of support down here would be very, very nice for pound yen around 164.500. I'm not too sure if we can do that. We might do that, to be fair. We still might do that. It would be a hell of a move to see that happen now. But I am interested to go long on pound yen. I'm still looking at a lot more upside. Probably still 200 more pips to go. 163, almost 200. So I still do see a lot more upside for pound yen. Would you say you're doing with pound yen? Buying, selling? You say, okay, you're buying in on pound yen, 165.450. 165.450. Okay, that's around here-ish. And TP at 169, TP 160. Okay, so basically the zone that I've been talking about. Okay, so yeah, not bad at all. It's a little bit corrective, and yeah, it's a long way to go. So I would advise in taking some partials and maybe moving your stop loss to break even if you haven't done already, because there's still a long way to go and the market is quite corrective. We're getting some signs that the market's losing some steam. So it could be a smart play to take some partial off the table. Obviously, respect your target 169. It's there for a reason. I would assume so. So the best thing to do is protect the profits you've already made, which are the floating profits. Secure some of that, balance out your psychology as well. Realize some of those gains, and then let price run to see if you can hit 169. Because obviously the risk reward there, if you were to secure it, would be quite generous. So pound yen, I pretty much have the same bias and analysis as you. I'm looking for pound yen to get to those highs there, but it would be a smart idea to take some profits off the table just to realize some of those gains. Personally, I'm looking at a retest of this structure. We may or may not get it. We will have to see, but yeah, I do assume more upside is left in the tank for pound yen. So yeah, hopefully we can see that push for you. Which pair was I supposed to look at next? Pound yen. Okay, so yeah, CHF pairs. NZD Swiss, ADC, AUD Swiss, Pound Swiss, USD Swiss. Then we'll get through some dollar pairs as well. Yusuf, what is up? Hope you're doing good. I've already bought Pound USD. Wow, Pound USD, Euro USD, AUD gold. So you're very, very, very bearish on the dollar then. Yeah, we'll go through some of the dollar pairs as well. DJ, where are you looking to get in? Yeah, I said that I'm looking to get in down here. 164.500. There's some analysis coming into the week on pound yen. So, where is pound yen? Yeah, so this is the zone I was looking to get involved. Still am looking to get involved around there. But unfortunately, pound yen is still pretty bullish. So I'm not too sure if we'll get a push to that zone. We've got some equal lows here. I'm looking to see if we can go push through and then tap into that area and then push to the upside and kind of consistent with these higher lows. But we might not get that push. It's up to pound yen. It's looking quite bullish now. It might just continue to fly. All I can do as a trader is map out, good areas with good confluence. And wait to see if price will get there. If price gets there, cool, we can start looking for entries. If it doesn't, move on to the next setup. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm after with pound yen. If I get it, I'll let you guys know. If not, there are other pairs that I'm looking at. But yeah, let me go through some of the Swiss pairs. So AUD-CHF is a pair I'm looking at myself personally. Coming into the week, AUD-CHF, I'm looking for quite big retracement, but I think AUD-CHF has got it in the tank. We've been very, very corrective since this big impulse to the downside. We've just taken out these lows here on the left as well. And be very, very corrective. So I'm looking for a pop to the upside, back to 0.61. Retest some key support here, turn resistance. We got the successive lower highs, 1, 2. Looking for a third one and also coming to some really nice fib levels as well. And we've got the monthly target down there. So hopefully we can see that push to the upside I'm looking for. It looks like price is starting to get some life back into it. So it could be on the cards. It could be on the cards. If you can see a little bit more upside into that 0.61 area, I'm looking for a push into this monthly support level down here, which we're not too far away. You can see if I zoom out, AUD-CHF consistently pushing to the downside, consistently taking out low after low after low. So I expecting the exact same thing to happen and eventually this low to be taken out, but we'll just target the bodies for now. because that wick is all the way down there. There's no need to be looking that far ahead into the future. So with ADC ETF, we've got a really nice bearish trend here, very clean, still at play. I'm just looking to capitalize on that basically. So I'm looking for a deeper pullback, take out some of these weaker lows here, push the upside. Haven't really retested this support. Big move to the upside, so it's a strong support. Big move to the downside, break of that level, no retest. Let's get the retest, then see if we can get a continuation to the downside. So with ADCGF, things are looking really clean. I like the pair. It's on the watch list. If I can see a bit more upside, we can start looking for entries pretty soon. You know, that could just be a day's worth of price action, then start looking sells later in the week. But yeah, I'm looking for that next lower high. We've got 1, 2, hoping to get a third one, and then we've got the monthly level there. But I'll probably just push it back to this support level, maybe leave a small amount to run to the monthly level there. So yeah, ADCGF is looking pretty good. Let me look at NZDCGF, which is its partner in crime. Again, similar price action for NZDCGF, looking for price to come into these lows here. You can see if you look at the monthly price action for both of them, they're very similar. You know, consistently taking out low after low after low. And you know, since the beginning of time, or at least since the 80s, we have been in that bearish trend. So the chances are with both of these pairs, we're eventually going to take out these wick lows here and just keep that trend going unless something absolutely crazy happens fundamentally. So that's the plan for NZDCGF. I'm not too far away from this one. I like the ADCGF a little bit better. If this one can see some retracement, you know, back to some of these areas, that could be interesting for me. Even this low here, that would be nice as well. You know, see a bigger retracement to some of these areas, form that next major lower high and push to the downside. That could interest me there, but I think I still would prefer ADCGF anyway. And again, very similar setup, so I don't have a plan to trade both of them, just whichever one looks the best, which at the moment is definitely ADCGF for me. So this is what I'll be looking at for NZDCGF. Pullbacks to retest some of these key areas there. And then, yeah, the continuation to the lows. We're not too far away from the lows, so we don't necessarily have to see this move. We could just simply roll over, maybe retest some lower time frame structure there and simply roll over. So if you're on the lower time frames, keep an eye out for that. For HU, do you want to see a bigger pullback there at least? But we may just retest some areas here and then roll over. That could be a possibility as well. But in terms of direction, we've got a key monthly level just underneath us, which is very likely to be retested in the next few days or so. So if you do see a big push to the upside for some reason for NZDCGF, that you just get ready to short it back down. Ready to get shorted back down on some good confluence. So yeah, that would be the plan for NZDCGF there. And pound Swiss is at a nice level of support. Was looking at the weekend. Nothing there really for me though. Price kind of just respected this area here with the consistent lower highs. Now it's back at some key support. There's nothing really to do here unless you're looking to trade within that bigger range. So buy from support, sell from the trend line. Here's where you predominantly want to be looking for buys, predominantly looking for sells. Very simple. So yeah, with pound Swiss, we're back at some key support. Potentially could be looking for some longs. I'm not really interested in myself. But if the market can come back down again, maybe form a good double bottom, some good rejection, could be some buys back up again, retest some of this structure here. Key support broke through, no really solid retest of that level around 1.122. So you could be seeing a push into that level. But yeah, personally for me, I think there's better setups elsewhere. So I'm not really interested in pound Swiss. But as we're trading at very key support, the day's kind of got that descending triangular formation. So if you do successfully bounce from here, you would expect at least a push back into the resistance, maybe even the trend line there as well. So that's where we can be looking for pound Swiss. But yeah, I do think there's a lot better pairs out there. So yeah, hopefully it made sense on the Swiss pairs. I'll take a look at USD/CHF, then we'll go through some dollar pairs, pound USD, Euro USD, AUD/USD as well. EuroCAD will take a look too, no problem. I booked a profit on gold and Euro USD just now. Nice. I was hoping to hold there more, but the market did not show a high momentum. Yeah, gold did see some upside. Gold broke through my area of interest, so I'm not really interested in getting involved with gold. breaking through the trend line, breaking through that support level. Didn't get the entry confirmation I was after. It reacted with this support level here, but I was never really looking to buy from that support. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what happens with gold because I'm still bullish on it. It hasn't really violated any important lows yet, but it's still not really inviting for some long. So I'll keep an eye on that. I'll go take a look at Euro USD in a second. Let me just go through dollar Swiss, USD CHF. Where are you? There you are. So yeah, USD CHF has been absolutely plummeting out of the sky. It's almost at some key support. Has it hit it? Not quite yet. So yeah, this is the weekly time frame. Very, very key support down here, 0.88. If I go to the monthly as well, this is really, really key support, which you're not too far away from. So that's most likely where USD is heading towards. So we could either be looking to roll over straight away, or we might be seeing a deeper pullback first. We do have some key support here, we do have some key support here at 0.91, which you could be seeing the market come up and retest and then continue, or it might just look to roll over at some minor levels of support on the lower time frames. Excuse me. That'll be up to dollar Swiss itself, but in terms of bias, it has to be bearish with this one. Consistent lower highs ever since we formed the high up here. Lower high there. Thank you so much, Sengiz, for subscribing. Much appreciated. Lower high 1, lower high 2, lower high 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 as well. So all I can see with dollar Swiss is consistent lower highs. So I've got to be favoring sells. We've just broken through a major level of support as well. So, this is definitely a seller's market, but there's no kind of real area to sell from until we start coming back to these areas up here with that big wick, or we got the daily zone slightly above it as well. So it'd be nice if dollar Swiss can have one more push to the upside, start to see some rejection here, and from there we can start looking to sell it back down, back to these lows, and then evidently those higher time frame weekly and monthly lows there as well. So yeah, dollar Swiss I really like for more downside. Seems a lot of pairs at the moment against the Swiss are not having a good time. CAD Swiss, dollar Swiss, Aussie Swiss, New Zealand Swiss, pound Swiss, euro Swiss a little bit. Pretty much all the pairs. CHF has been very, very strong. CHF JPY has been flying to the upside. I've been looking for pullbacks for 3 weeks for CHF JPY. I haven't seen a decent pullback yet. Maybe I could get it maybe this week. We'll go take a look at CHF JPY in a moment. But yeah, I haven't seen a decent pullback for that one. CHF has been very, very strong. And yeah, I'll be expecting dollar Swiss to maintain that as long as we maintain the structure, which we've been doing so well at for the past few weeks now. I don't see anything crazy happening unless maybe some dollar news causes dollar to spike. Yeah, looking at the next rollover for this one. Okay, so let me go take a look at some dollar pairs, Euro USD and Pound USD. So yeah, Pound USD is at a very interesting area. Very interesting area. I haven't been looking to trade Pound USD since we're coming into these highs here. And yeah, we're still kind of flirting with the idea. We haven't really committed yet. Again, price has been trying to break through to the upside a couple times. Failed to do that once, failed to do it twice. And now it's climbed back underneath the level. Again, still really failed to really push through this minor support level here, and it's starting to consolidate really. So I'm needing Pound USD to start breaking through some structure to the downside for me to start looking for some sells, because again, my main time frame is not the daily, it's the 4H. So this is the structure I'm looking to follow. So I want to see price start breaking through some structure. At the moment, we've got a lot of higher highs and higher lows. I'm looking to see the market do something like this, break structure, give me a lower high, and then something like that is what I'm looking to trade. Or if we can start breaking highs again to the upside, then something like this is what I'll look to trade in the next leg to the upside. But right now we're kind of still dancing in between that level, breaking above it, breaking below, breaking above it, breaking below. Now we're retesting it. So Pound USD has been very, very confusing for people, taking break and retest on this level. And it's a very, very sensitive region, which is why, I said it's probably a good idea just to wait for price to commit to the direction, and then we can look for a break and retest further down the line, whether that's to the upside or to the downside, and just much safer areas. So Pound USD, I'm still kind of waiting for price to break through some lows first to see if we can get that break of structure to the downside, and then I'll look for my sells, or if you can start pushing to the upside, clearing the highs there on the left, and then I'll start looking for some buys to go long. So that is still the plan for pound USD. I'm not interested to do anything in this area here. Anything in here is not my cup of tea. Not that you can't find a successful trade for pound USD. Probably maybe you can using your strategy in the low time frames, but looking at a 4-8 setup, I'm not planning to do anything in there until I start to see structure getting cleared either to the downside or to the upside. But at the moment, time is starting to range. We've got equal highs, equal lows. You know, technically a range, you need 2 highs and 2 lows, and you got yourself a range. That's sort of what pound USD's created here, you know, in between this colossal daily level. So I need price to start breaking to the downside, and now start looking for some shorts, or start clearing to the upside, and now start looking for some longs. But yeah, not really looking to do anything in there. Euro USD was a lot clearer. I did point Euro USD buys on my weekly analysis. Never really happened in session though. But this is the key level of support I was talking about for Euro USD on my weekly analysis. If you haven't checked it out, feel free to go do so. It's the most recent uploaded video on my channel. But yeah, we've been having these consistent high lows, 1, 2, 3. If I just highlight them, so 1, 2, 3. And I said coming back into this area, there's some good confluence here. Obviously, we've got really nice level of resistance. Market rejected it once, twice, third time, fourth time, fifth time. So we know it's a good level. The market just seen a really nice impulsive move to the upside as well. So we know the buys are still intact and still looking to push price higher. Whip out the old Fibonacci. You can see us coming to the 0.618 there as well. So you got some good fib confluence, and you can see the overall trend of the market is still bullish. So even the higher time frames favor it as well. So the buys were looking very, very good for Euro USD. The only thing I didn't like about the buys here is that we're actually trading near enough these highs here. So the buys, as I said, for Euro USD, I do think they'll be short term. You know, maybe at best we might push back into the high here, or maybe even into the high there, and then we might start to mess around and consolidate. Because this is a major high. It's a major high that you don't necessarily want to buy into. You can see a big wick there on the weekly time frame, you know, big rejection down the daily. This is not necessarily a place you want to be a buyer from. If the market starts breaking structure to the downside, this is a fantastic place to start looking for some sells. So although the market structure is still bullish, you know, it's definitely not a place that you want to be holding trades for too long, because this is predominantly where higher time frame sellers will be lurking, trying to reverse price, even though the structure is still bullish and in our favor. So yeah, this was a good confluence for some buys. We only saw some momentum come in the Asian session, I believe. So yeah, this was coming up to the end of the day around 7 p.m. yesterday, and then market was a little bit sideways, started to pick up some momentum, and then boom, big push to the upside there. I think start of London. So yeah, 8 a.m. around there. So yeah, Euro USD, big push. What next for this one? Not too sure. It's kind of middle of nowhere for me. You know, the areas of importance for me for Euro USD are down here and up here. You know, this is sellers area. This is buyers area. In between here is no man's land for me. So there's nothing really to do with Euro unless we come back down again. Excuse me. Unless we come back down again, then yeah, maybe there might be some nice buys on the double bottom potentially. But yeah, in this area, I'm not interested with Euro at all. There's no real area of confluence. Sure, there might be some lower time frame levels, maybe some consolidation here on the left that you're looking at, but I don't really deem it to be of too much importance, you know, considering the confluence we had here and the massive highs we got there on the left. So yeah, with Euro USD, if we come back down, there might be some short-term buys again. Maybe the price might start rejecting these areas. Might be some sells up there. Nothing that I would be interested in myself. But yeah, Euro USD, the move was definitely, you know, from Asian session till now. You need price to retrace and come back down again, because there's nothing up there unless you're already in the trade, of course. Then yeah, there's nothing really to do there for Euro. So yeah, hopefully that made sense, because at the moment in time, I need some development before anything. And right now, we're not at important areas in pound USD as well. I'm looking for development there before I do anything. DXY is interesting as well. We're still consistent with the lower highs with DXY as well. So pretty much the exact same as Euro. You know, the lower highs are still very predominantly here. And obviously, we've got the major lows down there, which the market has just spiked into last week. So yeah, DXY is still pretty bearish, still consistent with the lower highs. You know, we can still probably expect more downside into this area. But again, this is a very important area of support, which you don't really want to be selling into. You can sell towards, but not really into. You want to be taking profit when you're getting there. So, yeah, DXY coming back down to some key areas of support. We'll see what happens, you know, at this area here. If we can break through, then it's probably all green lights ahead to 100.8 down at those lows. So if you can break through 101.500, 100.8 is where I see price going, which could probably help Euro USD back to highs, but we will have to see. There's definitely no trade there for us. You know, the trade was, you know, up there for DXY and down there for Euro. So yeah, the train has definitely left the station. Anyway, let me take a look at AUSD next. I'll take a look at AUSD EuroCAD as well. No problem, happy to help. Aeneas looking to buy gold at 1996. Okay, we'll go take a look at gold as well. Can you please take a look at AUSD? No problem. Have my eye on CHFJPY set up. Miko, yeah, me too. Me too. I have my eyes as CHFJPY for the past 3 weeks now. Haven't seen the retracement I've been after, unfortunately. So maybe this week market will be kind to us and give us some good retracement. But yeah, I think I'm looking at the exact same thing. You know, if you have seen my analysis on the weekend for the top 5 setups, then you would know what I'm looking at. But yeah, I will go through CHFJPY because it is a pair that I'm focused on. But yeah, let me take a look at AUSD and then gold. So AU for me is a complete mess. This is a complete mess. Price actions are absolutely awful. You know, we failed to create new highs there. I keep saying last week. We failed to create some new highs there last week. And yes, we do have, you know, some higher lows here, but overall the structure is very, very chaotic and it just looks not attractive to trade at all. I said there could be some nice buys coming into the lows here, you know, into some support around here, which we didn't quite make it down there. You know, if we came a little bit further to this area, we might see a bit of a bounce coming to this area. We saw a bounce higher up. Again, I wouldn't really favor the buys up there, so it's never a trade that I would have taken myself. Seeing some upside, I'm not too sure what the market wants to do now. It could start maybe forming... oh, what happened there? It could start maybe forming a lower high into this resistance, 0.674. Would I sell there? Absolutely not. I need to see some bearish structure first, which we do not have at all here. So yeah, with AUSD, this market is I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I think someone said they're on some buys, so I assume they would have profited on this move here. So congratulations for that. Definitely not a trade I would have seen or taken. So yeah, AUSD, yeah, I'm just needing a lot more development from it. You know, as a trader, my main goal is to be looking at clean markets, or yeah, I can understand it at least, and look for good opportunities on those market conditions. Market conditions like this is just not favorable for me at all as a person who likes trading momentum and trends. This is market structure I like to stay away from. So if this was my personal trading and you guys wasn't here and I was just analyzing by myself, you know, I'll be scrolling through the charts. I'll come onto AUSD. I'll see this, probably spend 2 minutes looking at it, and I'll be moving on to a different pair, because this is just something that I don't want to trade. It's not that, you know, I don't want to try and find out where price would go. It's just, you know, when you've been in the markets long enough, you know not to waste your time trading pairs that are not favorable to you. Maybe, again, someone else could be loving life in AUSD right now based on their strategy and their plan, and, you know, fair play to them. But for me, yeah, this is not the time to shine. So yeah, I'm looking at other pairs apart from that. I mean, my analysis still stands. You know, this is probably the best place, according to my plan and my analysis, to buy AUSD from. And even if I do, it would definitely be some short-term buys, because the fact that we failed to create some new highs there tells me that most likely AU is going to be breaking to the downside soon enough. Not too sure how long that will take, but I'm expecting price to eventually break to the downside. I'm looking at this as a big bear flag for the continuation lower. So if you do get buys down here, it might just form a lower high to roll over. So that's why I'd say short-term buys could be there, but I would not push the trade too far. So yeah, And that's kind of my only area of confidence for AU. We'll take a look at gold next. So Aina said you're looking to buy gold from 1996. Where is that now? 1996. Okay, let me drop to the lower time frames. Okay, so you're looking for the retest of this low here, I'd assume. I mean, that high there, so that resistance and support. So yeah, not a bad place, not a bad place. Like I said, I'm not really a fan of buying gold right now. The fact that we're breaking through that higher time frame trend line, and even the lower time frames don't really shout buys to me. The fact that we've got this impulse, correction, impulse to the downside, and this is a very corrective price action, doesn't scream buys to me. This is looking like more of a seller's market. If we can start showing some impulse to the upside, breaking through some highs, and then correct itself. So if you can see like a nice, let me draw that again. If you can see like a nice impulse to the upside, with some big candles like this, breaking to the upside, breaking through the highs here on the left, and then we get a pullback to retest some of this structure, I think that'll be a much better buy setup for myself anyway, because then we've actually got some bullish structure we're playing with, and we've actually got some momentum you can look to follow. Right now, for gold, all I'm seeing is this bearish momentum here, and that's not really momentum that I would like to go against myself, because for all we know, we could be seeing another impulse to the downside and a continuation of this bearish momentum. So it's not a bad setup, because we do obviously have these higher highs and higher lows. But in relation to what we're seeing here on the left, it's not very strong. It's not very strong. It's kind of very corrective. Not really seeing much momentum to the upside either. So it could be a nice bounce to the upside from this area, but I'm not expecting it to last too long. Again, everything is in terms of probabilities. I could be wrong. We could start flying from this 1996 level. But obviously, I'll just share with you my own honest opinion and how I see it. And if we do get bounced from this level, I don't see it lasting too long. I eventually do see the bears taking over and pushing through. So if you're looking at a short-term bounce, it could be decent for a move. They're obviously waiting for confirmation. But the way I'm looking at this on the 30-minute time frame, this is telling me that the bears are in control. And you'd want to see some impulsive price action to the upside. Most importantly, breaking through some highs as well. That could be a nice time to start looking to buy, but for me, it's a little bit premature. A little bit premature. Of course, the most important thing you can do is look to follow your plan. Take the trades that you need to take. Because again, it's all probabilities. There'll be times where, I'm saying, do not do this, and the market does exactly that, and vice versa. But the most important thing you can do is follow your plan to the best of your ability. Anyway, let me go take a look at some more pairs. Where am I? EuroCAD, we'll take a look next as well. We'll go take a look at CHF after, and AUD as well. Hey bro, can you take a look at entity CAD and USD ZAR? I'm seeing bullish flag on daily time frame on both of them. Okay, we'll have a look see as well. Pound Gen's quite popular today. We'll go through it again. What's up, Gru? Can you look at AD CAD, please? Of course, we'll take a look as well. Sell gold now. Potentially, to be fair, actually, it's not actually a bad sell. Back at that support level there, that support time resistance just about wicked into it. It's not a bad sell, actually. It's not a bad sell because we've got this impulse, correction, impulse. Yeah, so that sell's actually not too bad for those wicks there. So yeah, like I said, I would favor more downside with this structure. So I would favor the sell over the buy. But to be fair, with the 4H time frame, I'm still bullish on it. So I'm not really looking to do anything myself. But the lower time frames do look bearish. But the 4H was still very consistent with these higher lows. So on the 4H time frame, I'm personally just waiting for more price action before I do anything myself. If I was on the lower time frames, I would favor some sells for gold. Anyway, let me jump to Euro Canadian. Okay, so EuroCAD, do you say what you're looking to do with this one, or you just want my... Okay, you're looking to buy EuroCAD. Yeah, EuroCAD buys, I'm not a fan of at all. I remember I took some EuroCAD buys here, took a loss there. price tried to rally in my favor, but quite didn't do it. And since then, it's actually been chaotic. So I'm glad I didn't get back into another position. But yeah, EuroCAD did see some nice buys back down here. Nice push to the upside. And since then, haven't really seen momentum take control. I was looking for EuroCAD to push bullish ever since we had the breakout of this kind of wedge pattern here. So we had this big impulse to the upside. I was expecting price to go and rejoin the highs up there. But it didn't quite do that. We formed this high and it's rolled straight over. So the way I'm seeing EuroCAD is that this price action is absolutely hectic and I wouldn't really want to be trading there. We are still printing high lows there, so I would have to favor with the buyers. As we can see, the higher lows are still getting printed, but the market is now printing some lower highs. So it's not really a good structure to trade. And the fact is we don't really have much momentum in the market anymore. This is very, very corrected price action. Seeing some bullish momentum followed by some bearish momentum followed by some bullish. Bearish, you can see the market just up, down, it's confused as which way it wants to go. So that's not really price action you want to be following. If the market start breaking through some highs again, then yeah, that could be a nice buy coming up there. Potentially something like this, retest some structure. We're still pushing with the higher lows. Now we're creating some new highs as well. That would be a nice buy to push into 1.475 back to highs. That would be favorable. But right now, price action for EuroCAD is very, very messy. And similar to AUSD, if I was here by myself, without you guys, I would be moving on very, very swiftly from EuroCAD's price action. So yeah, I'm not really seeing much at all for this one. I want price to even start breaking through some lows to the downside, aka this low here. Oh, did not mean to do that. If we can start breaking through this low here, that would be very, very interesting indeed. And same with the high there as well. Because if it starts breaking through that, tells me, okay, the bears are in control, pullback, continuation. This will be a very nice support level to trade from. If it starts breaking through some highs, pullback, continuation to the upside, this would be a nice little level to get involved from. So that's the way I see EuroCAD, and obviously price action like that would definitely take probably about a week to form, especially in the 4H, because again, in the 4H time frame, we get 6 candles a day. A week, we get 30 candles for the 4H time frame. So 30 candles is probably what we're looking for price to go and break through, correct itself, and then continue. Same for the break to the upside, correct itself, and continue. So long way to go before I'm interested in EuroCAD, but at the moment, these are the setups I'm after. Anything here is just a little bit lackluster, not really seeing good momentum. So yeah, I'm not a big fan. Okay, so let me go take a look at AUDNZD and then CHF JPY, a pair that I'm looking at myself. So AUDNZD was going on with this one. So we've seen some upside breaking through the structure here. We are coming to some strong areas for the bears, because we have been forming these highs here, but these are very equal highs here. They could just be faking people out and seeing some downside. So I would expect to see some downside for AUDNZD. I'm not too sure if it's going to be a big fake out just to continue south like that. It might just be some downside to retest some structure here, and then possibly maybe see some upside as well. In fact, there could actually be some good buys there on a retest if we wait for some confirmation. But yeah, for AUDNZD, I do see some downside, and keep an eye on this area here because we could see some upside right back up again. Because breaking through those highs there fairly impulsively. It's not the most impulsive price action in the world, but it is meaningful. So a retest of this could provide some nice buys back into the zone, and I do think we'll probably see some nice sells from up there as well. On the lower time frames, it's a little bit corrective. It'd be nice if we come up, double top that. That could be a nice little entry confirmation there. Entry there, stop loss a little bit higher above, take the trade to the downside, and then pretty much do the exact same thing going up as well. So that could be some nice trade ideas there for AUDNZD. Yeah, these are the two areas of value after breaking that structure. So keep an eye on 1.0874 for some sells and 1.079 for some buys, because you do have a nice little range to trade there, and we could be looking at a retest of this level. But yeah, it would be nice to see a double top there to get some entries. So yeah, AUDNZD is not a bad setup actually. It's not a bad setup. There's nothing that really interests me in terms of confluence. I'm not really seeing much, but the way that the structure is moving, I would favor some sells followed by some buys afterwards. But obviously, wait for confirmation. Don't just jump in because I said so. So yeah, hopefully that made sense. Swiss JPY, we'll take a look. Then we'll move on to NZD CAD and USDZAR as well. Go through pound yen. AUD CAD 2. So secular, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Caught an early buy on gold. Already trailed break even. Saw you. Yeah, I missed Euro pound yesterday. That was the trade that I forgot to mention. I missed Euro pound. It was a really nice move to downside. Price action was a little bit hit and miss, but it did fit my criteria. Another day, I may have, even if I was at the charts, I may not even actually taken the trade because I'll tell you why in a second. But yeah, it did reject that area pretty well and see some downside. So we'll go investigate it further. No problem. Aina's happy to help. Johnny, what is up? Yeah, we'll take a look at pound yen. CAD yen we'll take a look at as well. Vivek, what is up? Sir, in which time frame you analyze and which time frame you trade? Yeah, 4H is where I spend most of my time in terms of analysis, mapping out levels, mapping out structure, highs and lows, and looking at what setups I'm going to pick to trade. But most of the time, I use the hourly time frame to enter, just to maximize risk reward. Sometimes I do use the 4H as well to enter, because sometimes the setup might require the 4H to enter. But most of the time, I do look to maximize my risk reward for that hourly. CHF JPY, so yeah, this one's been flying to the upside. Very, very annoying, this one, for the past few weeks. Been looking for some buying opportunities, never really formed the way I wanted it to. So originally was looking for the retest of this structure, never got it. Then the next week I was looking for price to pull back into this support level, never got it. Now this week I just posted some analysis coming into the week. It still could probably happen, but it has continued to the upside a little bit further. So if you could take a steep turn to the downside, retest the highs there, connecting these higher lows, 147.499, basically 147.500, is still an area I'm looking at for buys. Been looking at buys since then, and the market just been chugging to the upside. I do think 151.461 is where we're headed to long term. So I still do see a lot more upside for this one, and that level is practically the highs here. So I still do see the market going, taking out these highs. But if you can see a move to the downside, no, that could be the move needed just to start looking for some entries. This is the zone I'm after. And yeah, I'm looking at CHF JPY pushing back to the highs there. So I need to see some retracement. The price action here is just way too corrective for me to do anything. I'm not interested in buying at all in these areas. Low time frames, I wouldn't even favor it as well. This price action is very, very corrective. Not something that you want to follow. Not much momentum in it either. So hopefully we can just tank to the downside. Maybe see, JPY can see some random strength from somewhere and retrace some of these JPY pairs. Because CHF JPY I want to buy as well, and pound yen I'm looking to buy as well, and euro yen as well. But euro yen is very, very close to its resistance, so I'm not too sure if we'll see the move. Let me go check on the daily time frame. I might actually be there actually. So yeah, very, very close to the daily target, 147.5. So I'm still looking to buy euro yen if you can retrace into 145.500, but euro yen might just push into the zone without that retracement. So if euro yen can retrace, I'll be interested in buying it as well. But at the moment time, pound yen and CHF JPY are the ones I'm focused on the most. And yeah, 147.5 is what I'm looking to buy from. But yeah, that retracement is a must. And then I'll be looking at a push to the highs at 151.479. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. NZD CAD, USDZAR, we'll take a look next. So we'll go through pound yen and AUD CAD as well. Euro pound, we'll take a look. Okay, so we'll take a look at NZD CAD. So NZD CAD, you're seeing a bull flag on the daily chart. I think I know what you mean. So yeah, you're talking about this big. Oh, that is a horrendous line. So you're talking about this big structure here. So we've obviously got the massive, massive impulse to the upside, and then this is the correction. And I have to say, I agree with you. I agree with you. This is a humongous impulse to the upside on the daily chart. And if you look at this impulse and you try and look in the back, you haven't really seen an impulse like that. Probably, maybe since then, but it's even bigger than that. probably since this move here, which is back in 2016. This is a humongous move to the upside. It really started to rip from this area here to the upside. So we could be seeing impulse correction impulse. So yeah, it's not the worst time in the world to start looking for buys. On my weekly analysis, this is where I said we could push into before seeing some upside. Not quite into the level, but it is coming into that same area where we could be seeing some buys reference to the trend line area. So yeah, down here is normally where the buyers would be favoring. And if you can start to see some structure, some bullish structure, some higher highs and higher lows, we could actually start looking to take this trade back to the upside into the highs there and possibly for that big breakout. Again, I'm not really a position type trader. Maybe some people are looking to buy down here and just hold for the next kind of like 10 weeks and try and capitalize on a move like that. Which is fair enough, but I'll be looking to try and get in and out positions on the way up if we do see that move anyway. But first, all I can see right now, because again, for me, I trade the full H time frame. Daily could be bullish, weekly could be doing something. But whatever the full H is doing is what I'm looking to do. If things are maybe not in confidence with each other, I might wait for the full H to line up with the higher time frames. But if the full H is bearish, according to my plan, I can only look to sell. If the full H is bullish, according to my plan, I can only look to buy. So full H for me right now is still printing lower lows and low highs. So I cannot be looking to buy this market just yet. I need to see some evidence that we're failing to go lower. Some equal lows here, double bottoms printed, and some higher lows followed by that. And then yeah, I'll be looking to buy it back to the upside in some of these higher lows. But I won't be looking to get involved right down here. Feel free if you want to do that, and then as long as you have a plan in place for it. But yeah, I need to see some evidence that the buyers are stepping in, some high highs, high lows, and then I'll get involved with entity CAD. But yeah, you're right, it's at a fantastic place where we could see a bounce from. And yeah, if things play out, we could really see price rip to the upside, and it could be a move that we we really look to milk. Could get 2-3 trades on the way up. So yeah, entity CAD, keep an eye on that. Some really nice area of support, reference to the higher time frames as well. But yeah, I need some bullish structure first before I do anything. Use these are AD CAD as well. So yeah, I do agree with you there with entity CAD. USD this one we were talking about some price action with this one last week. I said some buys could look good down here. Did see a nice push to the upside. Market is still struggling at this area because it is a very key weekly resistance here, as we can see. Strong rejection up there, coming there again, was starting to fail as well. I do think USD is eventually going to be pushing back to highs soon enough. We might retrace one more time and then push, because we are still printing all of these higher lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could still print another one and then push. We might just go and push anyway, straight through the level. That will be up to USD itself. But in terms of the overall direction, yeah, the buys are still looking very nice indeed. We are forming some lower highs here, so from a full H standpoint, it's probably not the best time to be looking for some buys, because if I just move this out of the way, you can still see the market is forming some lower highs around this area. So we might see the market come back down, double bottom there and start pushing. So that could be a nice little place to buy again. I wouldn't be looking at this place again to buy. I mean, it's a nice level, yes, but I'm not too sure if the market will use that to go bullish, since they're still printing lower highs from there. Might probably want to have a deeper retracement than that. So keep an eye on 17.8. I do think this is a nice place to buy. Even if it comes deeper than that, I just think it'll give you a better opportunity to trade it down here around 17.3. So yeah, keep an eye on 17.8. I do think USD is looking very good for some buys. I do think there's a lot of room to the upside for it as well. So swing trades, day trades, position trades, all of the above, you can get some really nice buy opportunities with this one if you start ripping to the upside in the weekly time frame, it starts to follow through. So yeah, USD keep an eye on 17.8. Right now, this is seller's territory, so they might be looking to push price a little bit further into the lows here first. So unless you're already in the trade, it's definitely moving. But from a buying standpoint, 17.8, might see a bounce around 18 as well. I do think you'll probably get some nice buys soon enough, which I think is what you're looking for as well for USD. AD CAD, we'll go take a look as well. Hey Moch, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Welcome. So yeah, Euro pound, we'll take a look. CAD Swiss, Bitcoin Vivek, we'll take a look too, no problem. We're going to take a look at pound yen quickly, then we'll move on to AUD CAD. So yeah, for pound yen, like I said, I'm looking for buys for this one. I need to see a bigger retracement into 164.500. This is the zone I gave out at the start of the week in my Telegram. If you're not in the Telegram, feel free to check it out. I'll link in the description to that. Yeah, I was looking for a buy from 164.500. Obviously, hasn't happened there. Price is still kind of bullish, pushing to the upside. I do think we can see a move to the downside eventually and come back down there. And if we do, I will be looking for buys. But anything in this kind of corrective structure here, I'm not interested in at all. I did say in the low time frames there might be a retest of this structure, and then we can continue higher. So keep an eye on that, maybe like the 30-minute time frame. But for me personally, I'm not interested one bit in that area. It's taking out some major highs. Corrective structure is never really a good time to buy the market. So yeah, pound yen, I'm definitely bullish bias for this one. After seeing what the higher time frames are doing it, the 4H time frame, everything is still pointing bullish, but I need to see some good retracement first before I look to actually execute on any position. So 164.500 is still my area of interest where I'm looking to go long myself. But like I said, I just need to see that retracement first before I do anything. But this is what I'm looking for. So I will let you guys know if I do get into any positions down there. If price just does this and continues higher, it's not a trade for me anyway. That price just do what it needs to do. But yeah, that is what I'm looking at for pound yen. I'll move on to AUD CAD. So yeah, AUD CAD, again, still very, very corrective price action. Nothing that I am interested in. This price action here is absolutely chaotic. You want to be seeing impulse moves like this. It's a very nice impulse there. That's a nice impulse there. That's a nice impulse. That's a nice impulse. These are the type of impulsive moves you want to be looking at and looking to wait for pullbacks from. So when you see a good impulse like that, simply you're waiting for the pullback to an area of confluence, and then that's when you get your good pullbacks and your trades from that. You can see last time we had very corrective price action. Look what happened. Very, very corrective price action on the way up. Eventually, the market capitulated to the downside. Now we're getting very, very corrective price action on the way down. Most likely, we are going to start pushing to the upside. That's normally what happens 60, 70% of the time. When price is moving correctly like this, that means the trend is coming to an end. And we most likely going to be seeing a reversal, or at least a deeper retracement. So that's what I'm expecting for AUD CAD, which is why I'm not really looking to sell the pair, because I'm expecting a bigger move up. The market could still go bearish, don't get me wrong. We might just be pulling back deeper, then push to the downside. This is still our major lower high in the market. We could pull back all the way up to here and still roll over. So this would be the move I'm interested in to sell. If we break through structure, then obviously I'll back away completely. So yeah, AUD CAD. Actually, I do think we have a good trend line running through the market like so. So yeah, something like this would interest me. If you can see a bigger move to the upside to this area here, that's probably when I'll start looking for some longs. Some shorts, sorry. We do have really nice support there. Turn resistance around 0.91250. So this is the only area I consider to go short on AUD CAD. The impulse move is just very, very corrective. Nothing really I want to follow. But we might be seeing price go and take out some weaker lows first, and then potentially sell off. So this is the only place that I will consider shorting AUD CAD, and I need to see the price action when we get there and how everything looks. If it's not looking too good, then I'll just disregard it completely. Because like I said, this is not really an impulse I want to follow. These are the impulses I want to follow. So yeah, AUD CAD, don't like the structure at all for this one. We are still forming lower lows and lower highs, so it is still technically bearish. And this is still technically a decent place to get involved with. But yeah, I think we can find better opportunities elsewhere where things look a lot better in terms of structure, momentum, entries, confluence as well. So yeah, that's kind of my verdict for AUD CAD. But yeah, we'll go take a look at Euro Pound next, and CAD Yen as well. We'll go through CAD Swiss, Bitcoin too. USD at the moment. Okay, we'll take a look. Diogo, USD CAD, we'll take a look as well. USD CAD, there could be some nice buys for that one. And we'll be keeping one eye on USD CAD. Anyway, let's go take a look at Euro Pound. So yeah, Euro Pound missed the move to the downside for this one. Nice push to the downside there, coming into our area of confluence. Again, a pair that I posted on my trading view and also in the Telegram. But yeah, looking for a reaction of this area. Not too sure if we can make it all the way back down there, but we can definitely get a reaction and profit off the move here, which is all I was looking to do with Euro Pound. If we're going to see that bigger trend continue, then yeah, sure, we might make it down there. But there's definitely some good areas you can take some profit beforehand. But this was the move I was looking for Euro Pound, coming to that trend line, but more importantly, coming back into the resistance here. And as you can see, we just tidy that up a little bit. You can see we've got a nice reaction coming to the resistance with the trend line. This was the entry candle, which looked okay. It's the only reason why it looked okay. The candle closure was very poor. You can see we got a big wick there to the downside. It's just about engulfed it, but it's not a very convincing engulfing candle. So, which is why I probably would be hesitant to take the trade. The only thing that will look good is these wicks here to the upside were very, very nice. Very nice wick to the upside. Has some equal highs here. Market wicked through them a couple times and then pull back below. So that's what made the entry candle look tasty, but the closure was very poor. So one day I may have taken the trade, another day I may not have taken the trade. In terms of the setup, the setup was high quality. The setup was was looking how I wanted to look, but the entry is a little bit hit and miss. So I'm not sure if I would have taken it if I was at the charts. If I was, it's 50-50. If I was feeling a little bit maybe confident, I would have taken it. If I was just waiting for a better opportunity, I may have disregarded it. But yeah, it was a nice move to the downside. The market is stalling right now. It's kind of consolidating a little bit here. So again, with Euro Pound, I wouldn't probably have pushed the trade further than this area here. May have left some to trickle down there, but coming into the market, these would be my first TP areas. This resistance here turns support. It just about tagged that area this morning, so this would be a good area if anyone is in Euro Pound. A good area to take some partials, move your stop loss to break even, and then this will be a good place to maybe call it a day or take the vast majority of your positions off and maybe hold small percentage, 10%, 15% back to the lows there. So yeah, Euro Pound, in terms of the bias going forward, it's still bearish. We may come up for a double top, which would probably interest me again for some sells. Anything more than that, I would back away. So I'll see if we can get something like that for some shorts. Because, we're still respecting structure. The confidence is still there. I'll still be keen to see if we can get some entries to the downside. But we are respecting this area here. So unless you're already in the trade, then there's nothing to do apart from wait for another move up higher to sell back down again. If anyone's in the trade, congrats, looking good. I would assume maybe some profit's been taken, but if you're not in the trade, you do want to see the market come up again and then sell from there. You don't want to be selling directly into some of these areas. You can already see the wicks and the market's forming, not giving you the best confidence to hold into any shorts there or take any shorts. So yeah, Euro Pound still looking at move back down to 0.878, 0.879, but I do want to see a pullback into that resistance first before looking to do anything. So yeah, that's my outlook for Euro Pound. I will take a look at CAD Swiss next. So yeah, we'll go through CAD Swiss and I'll go through Bitcoin as well. USD will take a look, USD CAD as well, take a look as well. Nasdaq, sure, we'll go through some indices. I haven't taken a look at any indices yet. Can you look at Pound CAD, Matt? Sure thing. I actually do like the look of Pound CAD, so I will take a look at that detail. Pound CAD was one of the pairs I was debating about having in my top 5 setups for the week. Didn't quite make it, but still nonetheless a good setup. And the fact that I've missed some trades with Euro Pound, gold's not looking so ideal to trade for me anymore for the buys. Pound Yen may not retrace. CQJ1 may not retrace. There will be some substitutes coming into the play, and Pound CAD will definitely be one of them. Daniel, what do you think about smart money concepts and ICT? Well, I don't really trade them. I don't know much about their strategies. So I don't really have much to say. I mean, the way I look at the market is very, very, very simple. You've got a market here. We've got business models to trade, which is essentially our strategies. The way I see it is that pretty much all strategies are profitable. All strategies, if traded correctly, are profitable because someone could trade my strategy, be profitable. Another person can trade my strategy, not be profitable. So, it's primarily the trader. So, whether it's ICT, smart money concepts, my strategy, someone else's strategy, indicators, whatever it is, you can be profitable with whatever strategy you trade. It's just primarily how you trade it and the trade itself. So I don't really have any expertise in their strategies, so I don't really have much to say apart from it's a strategy. It works if you trade it well, and yeah, that's about it. That is about it. I'm very much just focused on myself as a trader, not really too involved with what other people are doing with their strategies and what people are saying. I used to be, but it's just a waste of time, really, unless you trade the strategy itself. Anyway, so we'll take a look at was it pound CAD next? No, CAD Swiss, USJPY, USD CAD, then we'll move on to pound CAD. So CAD Swiss, so yeah, another Swiss pair. So like I've said, these Swiss pairs have been falling out of the sky recently. I think this one put new all-time lows not too long ago. So yeah, I think these were the all-time lows. So we go to the higher time frames. This is the monthly chart. Yeah, it was all-time lows. Well, probably all-time lows there. So yeah, the market has spiked through that for CAD Swiss. The market is still very bearish, so I know it's at all-time lows, but I'm not necessarily looking to buy this guy back up yet. You see some evidence that the market is pointing bullish. Yeah, it's coming up to some nice areas to sell from. If you can see a move back to this area here, that could be a nice little place to sell from. It's almost a ranging market, but here's kind of the middle of nowhere. We're breaking back above support, coming to some small areas of support resistance that don't make too much sense to trade from right now. And with the higher time frame still giving us this big momentum, sell up high is not such a bad place to sell from. And looking for a push back into some key support areas, maybe back down there, but yeah, I probably wouldn't push the trade that far. So 0.678 is still a good place to trade from. Yeah, I wouldn't really touch the pair anywhere down there. A little bit too low, a little bit close to major support as well. And price action is a little bit corrected. But if we can push back to resistance, I do think we'll probably see another bounce again. Obviously, if I do take this across, it's a very, very key level of support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big test of the support. Big breakout. Retest it again. Retest it again. So this is still evidently a very, very major level of support and resistance, where you probably could see a nice reaction to the downside from. So yeah, CAD Swiss, bearish bias, still forming low lows and low highs. And 0.678, it looks like a decent place to sell from. But need to see a push to that area first of all. Anyway, so hope that made sense with CAD Swiss. We'll move to USD JPY, USD CAD. And then we'll go through NASDAQ and pound CAD as well. 80 CADs we'll go through. I did that recently. We'll go through it quickly. Gold just made a nice triple bottom breakout. Triple bottom breakout. On what time frame? Do you see a buy opportunity right now in GJ? The only buy opportunity I'm looking for is 164.500 or 164.700, around that area. Okay, so let me go through USD JPY. So yeah, USD JPY missed some buys for this one. I was focusing on the JPY, but it was a really nice push to the upside last week. Keep saying yesterday, last week. Really nice push to the upside, back to 134.500. Back to some resistance here. There could be some nice buys for USD JPY this week as well. The market is still printing these higher lows. We could be seeing another push back to some areas down here. I do think if we can see some necessary price action, we could put another higher low in and push higher as well. Because again, if I start down here, you can see the market has just been printing higher low after higher low. It's been failing to take out low after low after low. So I'd imagine we're probably going to print another one if you do see the necessary retracement for USD JPY. So the way I see it, the market is still bullish on the 4H time frame. Higher time frames, we might still be looking at that head and shoulder, left head and the right shoulder. But again, my focus is primarily 4H. If you start breaking to the downside and start giving us that bearish structure, then sure, I'll start looking at that head and shoulder pattern again and start looking for my lower highs to short. all the way back down to the lows there, but we're not printing that yet. Market's still pushing bullish, and that head and shoulder pattern again doesn't have to play out. We could still push back to the highs here. The market might just be forming a steady bullish price action, and it could be doing something like this. So the higher lows is something that you want to be looking to get involved with whilst it's still intact. So yeah, for USD/JPY, I'm looking at buys. And push back down to 133 again. I'll be interested to be looking for some buys. And another push to the upside. There's nothing I'm looking to do here. I'm not looking for the breaking retest there. It's a little bit too up high for me to look for the breaking retest. And you see a little bit deeper retracement than that. We've got way better fib levels down here as well. If I whip out the old fib, we got the 0.618 in that area there. So this is a really good area of confluence. Pretty much the exact same setup we had last week, just kind of fast forwarded a little bit into this 133 area there. So yeah, the way I see it, USD/JPY is showing us pretty much the same setup as last week. If you can see the necessary price action in that area, similar to what we got last week. Yeah, looking for the exact same trade to the upside, back to resistance. Yeah, as long as the high lows are maintained. So USD/JPY still bullish bias, looking at more upside for that one. USD CAD we'll take a look at next. Then I'm going to take a look at NASDAQ and then pound CAD. So dollar CAD. So yeah, USD CAD, I do think there could be some good buys for this one. I mean, talking about USD CAD and its higher lows in the daily time frame. Consistent higher lows ever since May 2021. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 8 as well. It's a very steep move. It's quite an impulsive move to the downside. It would be nice if it was a bit more corrective, like we saw this one here. Very, very corrective. This one's a bit more impulsive. But nonetheless, if you can hold this support area here, I do think we can see some upside here for USD CAD. So in terms of the buys for USD CAD, it's definitely the buys. If you can see a nice double bottom here, I do think we can get a nice push to the upside. There is a risk we could form a major lower high, like we've been doing here. No, high there. Ooh. High there, high there. We could push up, lower high, and start attacking to the downside again. So that is definitely a possibility. But nonetheless, we're down at a really nice high time frame level of support. I do think we can see, if you do see price start failing to create lower lows, start to see some evidence of a higher low, you can start be looking for some buys to the upside into that 1.345 area. And then yeah, we might form a lower high to come back down. So do watch out, because again, the 4H structure is still bearish. We've got to respect that. Unless we start seeing some high lows getting created, then we could be looking at a bigger reversal. But for now, this is what I'm seeing here for USD CAD. Some buys around the 1.33 mark. See if we can get that double bottom there. If price starts clearing out the lows and starts pushing further, then we'll back away, because at that point we might be seeing a reversal on the higher time frame. So we want to give that space to breathe. This is still quite an important area. So yeah, USD CAD, I'm seeing buys from 1.33. I'll say keep an eye out for these areas here. These could be your TPs, come up to some of these areas to take partials or just targets in general. But I am bullish on USD CAD. Okay, so I'll go take a look at NASDAQ and pound CAD next. Okay, breakout on the 5 minute. Okay, we'll go take a look at the 5 minute then. Is that for gold? Yeah, gold. Okay, so where is NASDAQ? So yeah, go NASDAQ, pound CAD. Now take a look at gold. So yeah, US 100 seeing some upside. Yeah, looking quite bullish. I wasn't expecting price to hold this on the third test. I wasn't expecting price to hold this on the third test. We had a lovely level of resistance here. Had some beautiful support, and then it came again a third time. I never really look for the third test of a support resistance level. I always look at the first two, and then that's when I look to play the trade. Sometimes it works on the third test, as evidently as we can see, it worked on the third time. But I don't really trade triple anything really. So apart from on the trend line. But yeah, when it's testing a support level, I don't like it. And yeah, price did see some upside. And the most important thing is that price is breaking through some resistance now. So most likely US 100 going to push back to the highs here. Obviously, if you zoom out, you can see the bullish structure is still intact. the market's still creating higher highs and higher lows here. So the bias has definitely been bullish for US 100, and I do see more upside for this one back to 13,224. So what you're going to be looking for US 100 is just some pullbacks on the lower time frames. Probability we're going to get to the high is quite high. This is a lovely level of resistance which you've just broken through with good momentum. If the market can pull back onto this area, this would be a beautiful place to start looking for some longs, maybe on the 30, 15 minute, just to maximize that risk to reward. What price is that? 13,108. You want to be looking at some pullbacks into this area, and then you got your 13,224 as a nice little level to target as well. So something like this looks like a really nice idea to me for US 100. You can see the market still printing these higher lows in now. 1, 2, look at a third one and retest. But yeah, things are looking good. The market's creating higher highs, as we can see here, higher lows as well. So the structure in the lower time frame is following the higher time frame, and we're still seeing good momentum. This is a very nice impulse, something that we want to follow. Like I said earlier with AUD CAD, no kind of corrective behavior. You don't really want to follow that, but this momentum is something you want to follow and push back to highs. So yeah, US 100 looking really good. I like the structure here. Probably again 30, 50 minute time frame opportunity. But yeah, on some pullback, I would expect 13,224. Okay, so yeah, pound CAD is a pair that I've been looking at as well. A pair that I'm still looking at. Now that some pairs haven't quite set up and I miss Euro Pound, it definitely is a pair on the watch list. I'm looking to short. So pound CAD, not AUD CAD, is firstly testing a very, very important level in higher time frames. As we can see, here's the weekly chart for pound CAD. Key support through here, turn resistance here. Seeing some nice rejections there. Possibly could be in for a move to the downside. If I drop to the 4H, move that out of the way because we know it's there. You don't need it in the chart. We can see price starting to form these steady lower highs here and also lower lows. So I'm looking for price to simply pull back into some structure, this support level here preferably, and then around 1.67, and start looking for some lower highs and some confirmation to short pound CAD. So the way I see it, pound CAD, there's a lot more room to the downside if we are going to react from that weekly time frame level and possibly come back to some of these areas which we never got the retest of. Key resistance level here, haven't retested. We formed the resistance once, pulled back, broke through, never got the retest. Same with this level down here as well. Strong level of resistance, broke through with good momentum, never got the retest of that level either. So the way I see it is that there's much more downside on the cards for pound CAD back to 1.65. I do think we can get a push, all the way down to 1.64 as well. But firstly, I do want to see retracement. It looks like we could be seeing that retracement coming in. Market's having a hard time heading lower. Seeing some strong candles coming in on the full H. So if you can see a few more candles to the upside, retest some structure on 1.67, then I do see a big sell-off for this guy back down to these areas and a lot further potentially as well. But yeah, if I do get into a trade here, I probably will just trade it back down to the low because I probably can get a 1 to 5 into that low there. So I don't need to push the trade too far and be greedy. Take the profit which the market is giving me. Yeah, I might be right. Price might come back down to these areas. But as a trader first, analysis second, I've got to be taking my profit in appropriate places. And then maybe the trade might continue and I'll leave a small amount on. Where was I? So yeah, just did pound CAD. Yeah, quickly go through AUD CAD as well and take a look at gold on the 5 minute chart as well. Do you see a buy opportunity? Okay, I run through pound yen, but the only area I'm looking to buy pound yen is 164,500. Balejo, is that right? Balejo, Anthony. Miko, I saw some investments about crypto in your Telegram. Is it true investment about? Yeah, okay, you might be in the wrong Telegram, because yeah, I haven't put any investment about crypto in my Telegram. Yeah, there is people that have created some fake Telegram accounts under my name, and use it to scam people, unfortunately. So yeah, you probably want to get out of that Telegram group, because I haven't put anything about investment opportunities in crypto in my Telegram. So you probably want to report that. That'll be a good start, and leave that Telegram group, and then join the one with the link in my description. So that goes for everyone else. If you're looking to join the Telegram, only use the link. In my description on my YouTube channels. All my videos will have a link to the Telegram, so it doesn't really matter which YouTube video you click on, but only use the link. Do not search my name on Telegram, because there's a few groups there, so it's difficult to choose which one. So yeah, make sure you use the link for it. But there is no investment opportunities on the Telegram. There's nothing asking you to ask for any investments, anything. So if you see anything along those lines, that is definitely not me. So yeah, you do want to leave that. Pound AUD, I was supposed to actually look at Pound AUD a while ago. So yeah, we'll take a look at Pound AUD. Yeah, we'll take a look at Pound AUD. 90 watching, let's hit up to 80 likes. Much appreciated, much. Yeah, if you are enjoying it, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does help out the channel. So yeah, make sure you do hit the like button. Thank you much for shouting that out. Zafar, so why don't you take a funded challenge? I am looking to take the funded challenge in the summer. I'm working on something right now with my mentorship and some content for some people. So once I get out of the way, then I'll start looking at doing some research into different firms, because at the moment I have no idea which one I would favor. But yeah, I'm looking to do some in the summer. But yeah, I've got some more pressing matters right now to be working on, which is not too far away. So do keep a look at that, because I know a lot of people do contact me about it. But yeah, it is definitely in the pipeline. So keep an eye out for it. But yeah, it shouldn't be too long. Anyway, so let me go through pound yen, then I'll go through gold on the 5 minute. Where's pound yen? There we go. So yeah, pound yen, I'm looking at retracement. Yeah, this is the only place I'm looking to buy pound yen at around 164.500. If I can see some good retracement into that area, then yeah, I would be looking to go long for pound yen. But obviously right now we're very, very far away from that. So I'm not looking to do anything in these areas here. I did say there might be some buys on the low time frames and the retest of this structure. Haven't quite made it into that area. Would like to see a deeper retracement than that. For pound yen into 166.473. It's not something I'm interested in anyway, but on the low time frames, it does look decent in the retest of that structure. It's quite corrective, so again, you don't want to push the trade too far. Even if you do get a successful retest, back to highs is kind of where you want to be starting taking your profit and look to call it a day, because at any point we could just do something like this and then push back down for a deeper retracement. As you can see, cleared some highs, boom, move back down, could clear some highs again and have a big move back down as well. So on the low time frames there is this bullish structure here, which is what you're looking to trade, but you don't want to be pushing this trade too far, because we're at some higher time frame highs, and the overall structure is not really showing much momentum as well. So I'm not expecting it to continue for too long. Hence, I'm looking for the deeper retracement into some of these areas here, 164.500, and then that's when I'll be looking to go long on pound yen and take some buys to 168.500. So yeah, that's the plan for pound yen. Whether we see that retracement or not, like I said, I'm not too sure if we will, but if we do, I will be interested. And again, it probably would be more like this, but I might leave some to run to the high there, but most likely will be like this, back to highs there. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for pound yen. Gold, 5 minute, you said the breakout of something. Let's go take a look. Where's the comment now? Yeah, I cannot find it. Okay, so gold made a nice triple bottom breakout. What's that? Triple bottom. Okay, so breaking out of this consolidation is what I suppose you're talking about. So yeah, on the 5 minute, the market is still printing these higher highs and higher lows there. So you do have this kind of corrective structure, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. And the market looks like it's coming back into that resistance there for the high. So yeah, gold's not bad. The gold's not bad in the low time frames for buys because you are just trading that structure there. So a retest of this structure here could actually present some nice buys into this area. But I wouldn't push it too far because if I jump to the 30 minute, we are coming to some key areas of resistance for gold, which is not a place that you really want to be buying into, especially on the 5 minute time frame. We are still seeing some really strong impulse to the downside, impulse, correction, impulse, possibly correction. Could see another impulse to the downside. So the way I see it for gold is that if you are looking to buy it on the 5 minute, it's not bad. It's a nice area, but you don't want to be pushing it further than the highs. So, and it might even retrace back there, to be honest. But if it does, keep an eye on 2K. Could be some nice reactions there to the upside. But yeah, back to 2005, back to the high on the left, is as far as you really want to take the trade. It could go further, but again, with traders here, this is where you want to be taking profit. It might go further, but leave that to the analysis. We got traders as our profession. Traders first, analysis second. So yeah, push it to the highs, looks good, but nothing more than that. Coming to key areas, we've got all this momentum, coming back to some areas where sellers will be looking to push price down again. This is not where you really want to be looking for your buys. The only reason why it's okay because you're on the lower time frames of the 5 minute, so you're taking those short-term buys, but yeah, even on the 5 minute, you don't want to push the trade too far. So yeah, hopefully that made sense for pound yen. For gold, sorry. Yeah, pound AUD, I'll take a look next. Haven't actually looked at that pair earlier. USD CAD, okay, we'll take a look see as well. Where is pound AUD? So yeah, pound AUD, I was looking at this pair alongside pound NZD as well. They're both kind of trading at some important areas where I don't necessarily want to be following this bullish structure. The trend is very much to the upside for both of them. Pound AUD still seeing consistent higher highs and higher lows. So I do think pound AUD has some room to the upside here, but it's testing a very important level, which is this level here at 1.85, which I don't really want to long into. So as you can see, the structure is still alive, still well and kicking. Still seeing, impulse correction. But we're trading at an important level here. And we are showing some signs that we are running out of steam as well. You can see how corrective this move here was to the upside. It rolled over. Strong impulse, but then very corrective price action after. Rolled over. So I do think we're getting up to some important areas where it could be time to actually see some downside for pound AUD. So personally, what I'm looking for is a break of structure. If you can start breaking some structure to the downside and then get some retests of some bearish structure, some sells do look good. Retesting some structure around there. 1.84, if you can break to the downside, take out some lows, this would definitely interest me. That would definitely interest me for pound AUD for some shorts. I'm not really interested in the longs. I suppose if you maybe break above the high here, then there could be some short-term buys back to the high there, something like this. That could be something worthwhile, but I wouldn't try and get into some early buys down here. I know prices may be testing a trend line here. So yeah, we might see a reaction from that, but again, it doesn't really float my boat. Testing that important level in the higher time frame on the weekly chart. I don't really want to be looking at longs here, especially on the 4H hourly time frame. Lower time frames, you might get away with it. So the break and retest of 1.85369 could be worthwhile, but obviously we need to see the break first. But for me, the sells look a lot better. So if you can start clearing out the lows here, taking that low out, breaking that structure, then yeah, pullbacks to this area would be of high quality. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for pound yen. Pound AUD, I keep saying pound yen. So yeah, pound AUD, I'm looking at a bigger move to the downside, but nothing quite there yet. USD CAD, we'll take a look. Happy to help gaming and drawing. Used JPY, AUD CAD. Oh yeah, did forget to go through AUD CAD, so I'll go through that one quickly as well. AUD CAD, where are you? So yeah, AUD CAD, like I said, I'm not really liking the structure at all. There's a particular area that looks okay, but yeah, it's just very, very corrective on the way down. The structure's still bearish, so I do favor sells, but I need to see a bigger retracement than that, back to 0.9294. So that's the only area that looks remotely okay for AUD CAD. This structure here is horrendous, very corrective on the way down here. Not something I want to follow. I want to look at good impulsive moves. This is just very, very corrective. So yeah, for AUD CAD, this is the only area that looks okay. We've got some key support here, term resistance. Obviously, you've got the lower highs, 1, 2, 3. So that's the only area that looks okay. So keep an eye on 0.9250, 0.91, 300. Yeah, other than that, I would stay away from AUD CAD. Other than that, I would stay away from the pair. So yeah, keep an eye on that level there. Could give us some good entries. Obviously, when you monitor the price action, see if it's rejecting price well. And if it is, yeah, feel free to go short from those areas. But that's the only place. Down here is the buyers. And yeah, I do see a bigger move to the upside there as well. Okay, so yeah, we're going to take a look at USD CAD. So yeah, USD CAD still favoring buyers, not quite there at the same area. This is still the same setup I'm looking at. I do think 1.332 is a beautiful level to trade from. Reference the daily area there with the trend line there as well. There's some good confluence here. The only red flag about USD CAD is that we've had this very impulsive bearish structure. So there's a possibility we could actually just run straight through the level and continue further. If that's the case, we'll back out and just become neutral, because at that point we might actually be seeing a reversal. So I don't really looking to try and guess things there. But if you can start forming some equal lows here, basically a double bottom, showing some evidence that we're fading through, some wicks, then yeah, some buys will be looking good here to push back up to some of these levels here, 1.342 and 1.34954. So that's the goal for USD CAD. Looking at some buys here, still consistent higher lows. And I do think we can see a push higher, but no confirmation yet, and not trading at the area of interest actually. So yeah, need to be patient. Okay, so we'll take a look at USD JPY next. Okay, we'll quickly go over Euro Pound. Gold was confusing yesterday. Nick went long instead of short. So what's your take on in yesterday move? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really matter what people do, whether they go long or short. As long as they got a plan to take a trade, whether they're buying or selling, it doesn't really matter. So if someone gets a trade right or someone gets a trade wrong, it's all well in hindsight going, yeah, they should have done this or should have done that. But if you got a plan, you take the trade according to the plan. That's all you can do. And in trading, nothing's 100%. So there's nothing you can do that's going to be 100% right. So there will be times where you take a buy and it should be a sell, and it should be not really. It should be a sell. It's just wrong, and vice versa. So we'll go take a look at gold. But I was looking to buy gold as well yesterday. I didn't get the confirmation to go long on gold. I'll go show you what happened. But I was looking to go long as well. Didn't get the entry, so I didn't get involved. But yeah, now gold's looking a little bit shaky. So I'll go through it in a second. But let me take a look at USD JPY first. So yeah, USD JPY, I'm still interested in the longs. Right now, price is still printing higher highs and higher lows. So I'm still looking to follow this price action to the upside. As long as we maintain those higher lows. And my next area of interest is 133. So this is why we're looking at to take USD JPY to the upside. Could be looking at price coming to some of these areas, possibly the highs up here as well. If this bullish price action continues, these are obvious targets. You expect price to go and hit. If we break through structure, then yeah, that's when I'll go back bearish. But at the moment in time, I'm seeing impulsive price action to the upside and seeing consistent higher highs and higher lows. I've got to favor up buys for USD JPY, and I'm not looking to break and retest. A little bit too high out for me. So my area of interest is down here at 133, 146. And yeah, that's what I'm looking to go to buy from. Really good confidence there. Looking to see if we can get some entries like we did last week. And yeah, looking to push it probably just back to highs leave a little bit to trickle to 135 at 500. So that'll be the plan for USJPY going forward. I really like the price action, seeing good momentum as well, and we've got really good confluence. So basically a repeat of last week's price action. If we can get it there again, I do favor some more upside for it. And yeah, JPY pairs, I'm looking at buys predominantly. USJPY I'm looking for buy, CGFJPY I'm looking for buy, Pound Yen I'm looking for buy, Euro Yen I'm looking for buy as well. So yeah, the way I see it, yen pairs might still have more room to the upside. Anyway, so let me go take a look at Euro Pound. Then we go take a look at gold. AUSD profitable trade. I'm not really liking price action in AUSD myself, so I'm not looking at trading that pair at all at the moment. Nick only looks to buy gold. It was at a good area, and he's more of a long-term trader, so a bearish lower time frame simply adds up to a retracement. Yeah, of course. I mean, I think he probably was looking at a similar trade to me, because I was looking. Oh, there's a lot of low time frame stuff there. I was looking to buy gold coming into the week as well. This was my setup coming into the week. Where is gold? So yeah, this was my setup coming into the week. Price was trading at that area. I was waiting for the double bottom for the confirmation. Never got the signal. Price just broke straight through. So I didn't get involved with the trade, but he probably was going long a similar area for probably similar reasons as to I know he follows fundamentals quite a lot as well. So probably was fundamentals backing his idea as well. Yeah, this is where I would be looking to go long. Didn't quite get the confirmation I was looking at, but you can see the structure here was definitely bullish, higher highs and higher lows. So the only thing I'll be looking to do with gold is buy, and I'm still looking to buy it, but I don't really have a good opportunity to get involved. Thank you so much, Adan, for subscribing. So I don't really have a good entry to go long here. So personally for me, I'm just sitting back waiting for more development before looking to buy gold right now. It hasn't broken for any structure, so I'm still technically bullish, still respecting that low there. Let me go take a look at the charts. Yeah, we're still respecting this low here, but I'm not interested to buy it just yet. I'm kind of just keeping an eye on gold. So I'm not really looking to do anything. Yesterday's move was just pushed down. We saw a lot of dollar strength. We saw kind of all the dollar pairs push down at the same time. So yeah, there's not really too much to look into it. I was looking to buy. The buy set never happened. And now I'm just looking to see what happens next with gold. Don't need to understand why in every single move happens. You need to find a setup, something that you look to trade, a pattern that you look to trade, and you look to understand. When the pattern arises, you trade the pattern. Sometimes you'll win, sometimes you'll lose. As long as you have a good risk to reward, good trade management, good money management, you'll come out on top. So whether someone got a move right or wrong doesn't matter at all. It matters what they do in the long run. If they're getting it right more times they get it wrong overall, then they're profitable, and that's all we're looking for to do in this business. Okay, so let me go take the Euro Pound, and I'll go through AUSD as well. Money stack to what's up. SD looks to be forming a larger bullish flag on the daily chart. What are your thoughts to the buys? Thank you so much, Chris Jr. for subscribing. Yes, I do agree. We actually looked at the similar pattern. Not similar pattern, look at the same pattern early in the video, so I'll quickly go over that money stacks. But yeah, I'm looking at pretty much the same thing. First, so yeah, Euro Pound, the sales look good at 0.886 up there. So I didn't get to the sales yesterday, but if price can come back for a double top, I will be interested to short up at those highs. Down here, I'm not interested to do anything. Price is coming to some support right now. As you can see, resistance there, support. Don't want to be selling into that. And we also got some support there as well. So for me, for Euro Pound, the bearish bias is still here. We are still forming these lower highs. 1, 2, 3. Come into a very, very nice level of resistance there, 0.886 as well. So if the market can come up, retest that structure, I'll be more than happy to look for some sales upon some confirmation. And yeah, take it back to the downside, probably back to the same levels I just highlighted. That'll be the first target, second target there. Risk reward looks pretty good as well. Obviously, wherever they get the entry, but as long as you get 1 to 3 there, I'll be a happy guy. So yeah, Euro Pound for me, bearish bias, nothing to do here. Kind of consolidating as well. Want to see an up move, some retracement. Then yeah, I do think we can find some nice sells back down again. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on Euro pound. Still on the watch list, but obviously I'm not really interested to get involved down at those lows. Okay, so let me go take a look at NZD CAD next. Is it possible to use one strategy throughout? Of course it is possible to use one strategy. You need to learn how to use the strategy though. You can't have a trending market structure strategy and trade it through consolidation. You can't have a consolidation strategy and trade it through trending market structure. So you can have one pattern, one strategy, one piece of whatever you look at, 100%. You know, there is no rules to trading. There is literally no rules to trading apart from the rules that you can create. You know, some people dabble in the markets, you know, every other week, every other month, and they make money on a much longer term scale. They're still making money, so that's still the goal. Some people are scalping, they're taking 5 trades a day, taking 2 or 3 different strategies and making money as well. Obviously, they're far more aggressive, but the aim is still to make money, and if they're doing that, then they're winning. So yes, you can have one strategy and trade profitably, but you need to understand when to use that one strategy. So for me, I trade trending market structures. You know, when the market's consolidating, I'm not taking trades. So you need to know when to use it, when not to use it. So it's all about your understanding of the strategy. If you understand the strategy well, you understand when it works, when it doesn't work, which is important. Not only when it does work, but when it doesn't work. Both as important as each other. And simply, all you need is self-discipline to understand, okay, this is the time where the strategy is not going to perform well. So what I need to do is sit on my hands. Okay, now's the time to trade. Let's look for entries. But yeah, to answer your question, 100%. Anyway, what did I say I was going to look at? AUSD and NZD CAD. Hey, much appreciated. Yeah, if you are liking the stream, please be sure to like the stream. Hit the like button and subscribe whilst you're there as well. It really does help out the channel. Almost at 8K subscribers. Let's see if we can tick over there soon. Okay, so where is can't find it. Okay, I'll look at NZD CAD first, and I'll take a look at AUSD. So yeah, NZD CAD for this one, I am looking at buys down here, but I need to see some bullish structure first. So we've had this humongous impulse to the upside, nice correction, could be seeing an impulse to the upside. I was looking for a price to come down and actually test this level this week. We might still do that, to be fair, and obviously the structure is still bearish on the 4H, so I still have to show respect to this bearish structure. We're still seeing lower lows and lower highs, so we could still do something like this, push into the level I was looking for, and then go bullish. So that is still on the cards. But for me, first, I need to see the market start printing some higher highs and higher lows before I look to buy the market up. Because, again, the 4H structure, which is the structure I trade, not the daily time frame. I understand the daily is where we're seeing, obviously, the impulse correction. But I trade the 4H. So it's nice to be aware what the daily is doing. But I have got to show more respect to the 4H first. And then wait for the 4H to line up the daily. Then that's where I get my powerful trades. But right now, the 4H is out of sync. So I'm waiting for the higher highs and higher lows. We might still roll over, one more time and then push. But yeah, I will be waiting for some buy opportunities around here once we show the necessary structure. Thank you so much, Kubo, for subscribing. So yeah, I want to get the necessary price action after. Then yeah, sure, we're looking for some longs, but still a little bit early doors. Still a bit early doors right now for NZD CAD buys for me. You guys might be looking to buy it, fair enough, but for me, yeah, need a bit more development there first. But yeah, 100% I like the idea. It does look good. AUSD, if I can find it, there we are. Let's see, AUSD buys look good from 0.66562. Personally, I don't like the pair at all, and it's not my watch list. I'm not looking to trade AUSD at all this week. Personally, I actually do expect to see a bigger move to the downside. I'm still looking at this as a big bear flag, not as big as the NZD CAD one, but I'm looking at this as being the impulse, the correction, so another impulse back down. So I'm actually expecting the market to sell off. Another reason why I'm kind of put off the buys a little bit, and the structure is just so poor. Not really seeing good momentum. Yes, we did see momentum there, but impulse back down again. You don't want to see impulse followed by impulse the other direction. You want to see impulse, correction, So yeah, not really something I'm after. AUSD, I'm not finding the price action. So personally for me, I'm just not looking to do anything with the pair at all. There might be some nice buys here short term. Like I said, I'm expecting this to happen. So we might see a bounce, a lower high form, and then the rollover. But yeah, I'm not really seeing much on AUSD right now. Anikets, I hope I'm saying that correctly. What's your opinion on hedging in currency market? Would you prefer single currency hedging or multiple currency hedging? Any clarification? Yeah, I don't really hedge myself. I never really do that. I like just having one bias and trading that bias. If I have a reason to hedge, it's because I'm not really too confident with a particular bias. So I never really, I never really look to hedge because I just want to have, okay, I've got 10 things saying this currency market should go up. I've only got 2 things that saying this currency market should go down. So I'm always going to be looking to buy. Thank you so much, Ashir, for subscribing. So I'm only going to be looking to buy. If I've got so many reasons why the market should go up and only a small reason why it might go down, according to my analysis, of course, then I'm just going to be looking to buy. So I like having a particular direction, just looking for entries in that way rather than trying to hedge. But obviously, I understand hedging is a strategy a lot of people adopt. But yeah, I mean, it's up to you. You can hedge a one currency pair. You can hedge against multiple. It's up to you how you want to do that. The most important thing is that you have a system in which you know how to hedge with. Again, like I said, I don't have really much experience with hedging. I don't think I've actually ever done it before. So yeah, in terms of how I would go about doing it, I'll probably just keep it to a pair, keep it to a one currency market, keep it simple. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't go against the way I trade, because the way I trade, I look for bullish structure, right? So for example, let me go to gold, for example. Gold's creating higher highs and higher lows, so there is no real opportunity for me to hedge unless maybe I'm trying to go aggressive with the sells up here. But I'd only be looking to buy the structure. When it breaks, then yeah, I'll be looking to sell and then look for my sells. So there's no room for me to hedge either direction. But I would say keep it to one market, not keep yourself too spread out. But yeah, it's not something I look for in my trading at all. So probably not the best person to ask about it, because yeah, I do not hedge at all in my personal trading. But yeah, hopefully that answers some of the question. But yeah, I just don't hedge at all. I like to have one complete bias. All things are pointing in that direction. I could still be wrong, but at least I know I've got a good probability of that pushing in that particular direction. Then I take my trade there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But yeah, guys, that brings us to the end of the stream. There are some pairs I'll still be keeping eyes on. Pound CAD's looking very, very tasty. If you can get pushed into those levels there, I'm looking to short this guy back down again. NZD-USD I do like as well. No one asked me to analyze NZD-USD. It's a pair that's starting to grow on me because we're starting to take out these lows here. We've got the high, kind of big climatic high up there. Then we broke through some structure to the downside, another lower high, another lower low. So I'm starting to like this. I'm expecting something like this to happen. So NZD-USD I'm starting to keep an eye on as well. Pound CAD I'm keeping an eye on as well. Euro pound, look to see if we can get another retest of that one. Gold I'll keep an eye on just to see how things develop. Don't think I'll be taking a trade. CHFJY, I want to see some retracement. Maybe some retracement is on the cards. Pound yen, I want to see some retracement as well. And yeah, USJPY I'll keep an eye on. I'm surprised about this one, but I do think there's a good setup there. And ADCHF I'll be keeping an eye on as well. So there's quite a few pairs I'm keeping an eye on. Last week, I remember there was like 2 pairs I was keeping an eye on, but now I've got like 6-7 pairs which look good. Obviously, some pairs are not quite at the areas yet. They do need a little bit of work before they develop, and I can actually take some trades. But I will be keeping an eye out for them, and if I do get any setups and some entries, I'll let you guys know in the Telegram. And again, use the link in the description. Don't search the name, because there will be different Telegrams that pop up. So make sure you use the link in the description to find the Telegram. And yeah, don't ask for any investment of crypto or any investment of anything else. So if you are seeing that in the Telegram, you're on the wrong one. The link to the correct one is in the description. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for coming onto the stream. If you're looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link there at the top of the chat to IC Markets. Feel free to check them out if you want to. I will be live again tomorrow and the day after as well. I'm live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the new people on the stream, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah, do pop in tomorrow. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for coming onto the stream. Going back to watch from the beginning. Nice. Dion, what about your USD, pound USD? I already did those earlier, so you can look back in the stream and go through them because I don't think they've really changed much. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for coming to the stream. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done already. I will be live again tomorrow, so I hope I do see you all there. But nonetheless, we do have some CAD news coming out later. Actually, I forgot to mention, we do have some CAD news coming out 1:30. Things like inflation. So 1:30 UK time, wherever that is in reference to where you guys live. So yeah, do watch out for that if you are trading any CAD pairs. But yeah, guys, stay safe, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Yeah, that was the wrong one. There we go.